Welcome back to LoPriore Podcast. I'm your host, Danny LoPriore, and today I just have to get right into it. But before I get right into it, I got a couple of tour dates. November 6th, I'm performing in New York City. November 14th, I'm also performing in New York City. Two different types of shows. First show, November 6th, is at a bar. It is a improv show. It is called... well, it's a working title, but I like this one. Let me know if you guys like this one or not. It is called Crowd Work Confessions, where people will come in, throw everything in a bowl, little confessions, anonymous confessions. I'll read them on stage, do little diddly songs about them, do some stand-up about them. That's November 6th. And then November 14th, I will be at the venue at the Hard Rock Hotel in New York City. It's a Thursday, 9:45 p.m. Make sure you get your tickets now before they sell out. And I cannot wait to do those shows with you. And let's get into the show. Okay. I just finished watching the Yankee game. Yankees won game one of the ALCS. It's a big deal. Everybody knows I'm a big Yankee fan. I'm very excited to see where this team goes. I'm thinking World Series, baby. I think we sweep the Indians. I think we beat them in 4. I don't see them beating us. I don't see them. I think we sweep. Didn't go to a lot of Yankee games this year. I think I went to 2 or 3 maybe. I did recently go. Oh yeah, this is the story I want to tell you. So I would say it was the last game of the regular season, I think. They played the Pirates. Paul Skeens was pitching, who was like Livy Dunn's like boyfriend or whatever. I don't even know who Livy Dunn is, but so Livy Dunn's boyfriend Paul Skeens was playing. I know Paul Skeens because Daddy knows ball. So we went to the game. I went with my wife, Selena, and I hate public transportation. I'm not a fan of it. It bothers me so much, and just knowing that I don't have control of like what's going on and how everything's moving and going certain ways that I don't like, delays, and then there's people on public transportation. So that being said, I'm trying to save money these days. So, I was like, let's take an Uber there and the train back. And my wife was kind of like, no, let's just take the train there and then we'll take an Uber back. So I was like, okay, let's meet halfway. Relationships are about compromise, right? So we're on the train there. We're on the subway. Everything's going smooth. I'm doing okay. We get to a stop. So my wife and I are sitting on the train. So if you've ever been on a New York subway train, the seats are across from each other on most of them. So we're sitting next to each other. I guess like a group of people, 2 guys and a girl, they get on the train. So they get on the train. Selena and I are talking a little bit. And then I noticed that one of the guys is just staring at my wife's tits. And listen, before I sound off like I'm this person and this situation, and if it makes me look clingy, it really wasn't, because I'm going to go in depth on how weird this was. So I'm talking to Selena, and Selena gives me like a look with her eyes like this. So I'm like, well, what's going on? And I look up, and the way that the man is, he's standing over her. So he's standing, she's sitting. So act like she's where I am with tits, and there's a man standing over her. And when I shit you not, this guy is standing there like this. Just staring at tits. And listen, I'm a guy. I get it. You want to do a glance? Glance it up. I let a glance go. Glances can go. I have no problem with glancing. glance the night away in that situation. But he would not break or blink. He was staring, gawking, like just staring at tits. So, me being me, so this is the perfect sentence you say to somebody who's doing something of that sort. This is what you do. You break their line of sight with either your hand, which I did. I broke my line of sight, and I looked up at him, and I said, "You good?" And when I said "you good," he snapped out of whatever fucking titty staring gaze and titty staring hypnosis that he was in, and he popped out and goes, "Yeah, I'm okay." Now, there's two ways to read into that. If I was doing nothing wrong and a random stranger said to me, "Yo, you good?" I'd be like, "What the fuck's this guy's problem? Why is this person asking me if I'm good?" That's how I would react, because I wasn't doing anything wrong. When he said, "Oh, yeah, I'm okay," that's immediate confession of guilt right there, just in that answer. And also, it makes me not look like a dick, because if I would have came out and just be like, "Yo, you staring at my wife's tits?" and he was like fucking blind or something, now I'm a piece of shit. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I think asking, "Yo, you good?" is a perfect, like, sentence to say, because you don't come off like a dick. You're genuinely asking, like, is this person okay? You know what I mean? And then it's going to a point where now I need to see how you're going to react. So in that moment, there's two ways and two things that could happen. One, he answers the way that he did. And then two, which I was wishing for, that he was going to become combative and I was going to get to kick the fucking shit out of this person on the train. So I was hoping for two, but I got one. But yeah, it really opened my eye. Like, listen, I know it's hard being a chick or whatever, babies and stuff, being pregs and like periods or whatever. But like, you know, for me, it was crazy to see that, because I don't care how handsome anybody thinks I am, ever in the history of my life, no one would just gawk at my penis. You know, one, penises aren't that attractive. Two, my wiener's nothing to write home about. And then three, I don't think anybody can understand what I'm saying if they're not a female about what happened on that train. It was so fucking weird. That's the only reason that I said it, is because the staring was weird. He was like salivating. And it wasn't like a homeless guy. Like, if it was a homeless guy, I'd just be like, "Don't sell it. Like, just don't look at him. I'll handle it if I have to." You know what I mean? Because I feel like when you're homeless, you know, if you're homeless, I'll let you like stare, because you're homeless. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have TV, you don't have a phone. You know what I mean? Like, this is your source of entertainment for the day. Like, as long as you don't get like too crazy, like I'll let you do it up. Go for it. You know what I mean? I'll even look at the homeless guy and be like, "Yeah, you like that?" But yeah, this guy was super creepy. And I could never understand, nor would I want to understand, what it was like if I got on a train and someone just started gawking my tits, I'd be a little flattered. But then the way that his eyes were like opening, they were like, plain and simply, he just looked like he was imagining sucking my wife's tits. It was crazy. And yeah, a part of me is territorial, and a part of me gets a little feisty. I could get after it. I could definitely get after it a little bit, but yeah, I just tried to diffuse. I don't know. Sound off in the comments of what you would do, guy or girl, in that situation. But, you know, a part of me felt like I had to say something, because it's just the wrong thing. I've never gotten on public transportation and just gawked at tits. I've glanced. I've glanced. I've hit the side turn. I've made eye contact with one of my friends and been like, Michael Myers head tilt a little bit. I'm guilty of that. But I've never gawked. I'm not a gawker. I don't be gawking. This dude was gawking, dude. This dude was gawk-tooing all over the place. I don't know. Part of me feels like I should have hit him, but he wasn't like a guy that he wasn't really threatening physically. Like I think my wife could have taken him realistically. Like I know my wife would have been able to handle biz. She had to, just on that guy alone. So he wasn't physically imposing. The guy that was physically imposing was the guy whose penis was in my face for about 19 stops. I hate fucking public transportation. And that solidified my hatred of public transportation. It really bothered the fucking shit out of me. And it still bothers me to this day that I didn't crush his head like a goddamn walnut and turn his brains into applesauce. But, I'm sure there'll be other opportunities. But yeah, the Yankees win. The Mets won. Subway Series would be great for New York. But there's another thing. That's another thing I wanted to talk about today too. If you're a Yankee fan, you can't cheer for the Mets. All right? I hate people that are like that. It's like, well, yeah, but like if the Mets get in, like I'll cheer for them. No, we don't do that. You cheer for your own team. Okay? And then if your team doesn't win, you don't give a fuck who wins because your team didn't win. I hate this fucking wishy-washy fandom shit. The only time that's ever happened to me where it literally was to the point where I wanted to jump in the oncoming traffic was when the Patriots and the Eagles played each other in the Super Bowl. I didn't even want to watch because I knew somebody I didn't like was going to raise that fucking Lombardi trophy, and I was pissed. But I ended up rooting for the Patriots because I've seen the Patriots win so much, and they can't beat us. And I'm a Giants fan, so they can't beat us. But seeing somebody else beat them pissed me off. Because now, like, the Eagles were able to be like, well, we beat them. We beat Tom Brady, too. So that's, like, the other thing. But you can't cheer for other teams. That's why you have favorite teams. It's because you cheer for your favorite team. You don't root for somebody else's team just because geographically they live in the same area. Fuck that. The Bronx and Queens couldn't be any different. I mean, more different. They couldn't be any more different. I'm trying to work on my linguistic game. I have this like little growth on my eyeball. It's like I guess it's like a little it's like a gelatin cyst or something. And like if I move my eyes like this, like if I was that guy on the train, I could feel it like irritating my eye. And so I looked up, obviously, because I'm a hypo, I looked up what they would have to do to get it out. They have to go and stick a needle in my eye. And then I thought about that whole thing, like, hope you die, stick a needle in your eye. Like, someone's going to stick a needle in my eye. For real. And now, like, if I ever go to lie again, like, I'll know the pain of having a needle stuck in my eye. So it'll probably help me, like, not lie anymore. You know what I mean? I think that's going to help me a lot, actually. It's kind of like a very poetic way of teaching me not to lie. That they're going to have to stick a needle in my eye and tear it out. But it's very little. I tried to pop it on my own. Guys. I tried to pop my eye. I tried to pop the cyst on my eye by myself. And it deflated. It went like... You ever touch your eyeball or rub your eyeball and like you just hear like... I'm like, what the hell was that? So it made that sound and like, not goop, but like just little water came out of it. And I was like, okay, it's gone now. It filled up again immediately. So now I'm afraid of that. Sorry, I'm just taking a moment to think about maybe that they found something else and then it's like all the way back and it like reaches back into my brain and they have to like cut open my brain and like do that. Oh, that'd be so trash. brain surgery is kind of crazy too, that they have to take like a bone saw and cut like a little square out of your head and like get out whatever they have to get out, and then they just put your head back together like a puzzle. How did we come up with this, dude? Yo, doctors are crazy. If you really think about how amazing that is, it's like, yeah, let's take a bone saw, put it on the setting, and then we're just going to cut a perfect little block of your skull out. And then we're going to extract it, and then your brain, your fucking brain is going to be exposed, and we're going to go in there, and we're going to fucking cut shit out of your brain, dude. Somebody pitched that in a meeting once, and it was passed, and now they do it every day. Think about how far humans have come, dude. We used to smash rocks together. And like that was like, and like dance and make noises and fucking like shit in our hands and like share it with each other. Like that's what we used to do. And now we can cut off pieces of your fucking skull and fix your brain, my guy? Dude, my bro, my broski. This is, again, it goes back to what I said about last week. Like, I don't feel like I'm manly enough. You know, like I don't feel like the manliest of men. Like I want to be more manly, not for other men, but for me. You know what I mean? And now it's like, I'm not smart enough, dude. Like, I'll have moments like that where I think I'm really smart, and then I'll have moments when I'm in the shower, and like the moments in the shower is when you're having real conversations with yourself, and you'll be like, dude, you're not that smart, dude. Like halfway through washing my ass, I'll be like, you're not that smart. You're not really a smart guy, dude. It's okay. Like you're good at other things. You're good at other things, but you're just not that smart. Also, through this fucking podcast, I've found out that I have a severely bad nervous tic. I touch my nose, and I know where it started. I know where this tic's genesis comes from. Okay? For all the movie buffs out there, there's a movie called He Got Game, and it came out when I was a kid, starring Denzel Washington and Ray Allen, the basketball player, Rosario Dawson, a couple other people are in it. Can't remember their names. There is a scene in the movie where they're showing Denzel, who plays Ray Allen's dad in the movie. They're showing similar mannerisms that they do, because they're related, because they're father and son. They're not as that different as they. I don't want to spoil the movie if you haven't seen it. But there was a scene during they're doing that little back and forth cut where Denzel rubs his nose and Ray Allen rubs his nose. And me thinking, that's kind of cool. When I play sports, I'll rub my nose. So when I played basketball, I started doing this. Then I started to grow a mustache, and the hair sometimes trickles my nose, so that just accelerated the tic. So I couldn't have a worse tic to do, but I do it a lot. Mostly when I'm performing or shooting something. That's when it comes out a lot, because it definitely is a nervous tic, but I do it all the time. And somebody pointed out on the last podcast, and I thought about that in the shower for a long time, that I gave myself a tic from watching a Spike Lee joint. So yeah. So I'm addressing my tic here on the show. My brother has tics. Michael, we've covered on the show like Tourette's, but I miss, I'm happy he's doing better and he's like more in control of his Tourette's, but I miss like old Mike sometimes. Like I miss Mike just being like, fucking asshole. I fuck shit. Like I miss that guy sometimes, And obviously it's for my own gain, It's for my own gain, but I miss that sometimes. But I saw Mike recently. I saw him the other day. Went to his place in Ocean City. was really nice, man. It was nice to like walk on the boardwalk and hang out with him, kind of see him spread his wings a little bit. So that was really nice. I saw my sister and my niece. They came over for a couple of days. We hung out. We went to the boardwalk as well. We went to the boardwalk, and this guy came up. His dog came up to us on the beach. My sister Kiana and her daughter Emma, who's 10. She visited and she goes, "Oh my God, is that a real Louis Vuitton bag?" And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "Oh my God, is that a real Prada bag?" I said, "Yeah." She goes, "Oh my God, you have a PlayStation 5?" I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Oh my God, are those real Yeezys?" And I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "You're the coolest uncle ever." And then that really made me think. I was like, you know what? I am fucking pretty cool. But then I start looking at all this like all of these things that like I've purchased in my life. It's like, do any of these things really make me happy? You know? And granted, like I got the Louis Vuitton when I did my first show. That was a gift to myself. The Prada bag was when I did I think that was when I got engaged, because I don't get a ring. I got that as an engagement gift to myself. Any watch I've ever gotten has been tied to something, but realistically, it's like, I don't need all this shit. Like, the more she rattled things off, the more I felt like an asshole. She was like, "Is that real?" I was like, "Hell yeah." She was like, "Is that real?" I was like, "For sure." I was like, "Is that real?" I was like, "Yeah." And then she was like, "What about this?" I was like, really just made me feel like a shallow piece of shit. And it's like, if you're dripped up, you could rock whatever, no matter the price range, or make it look good. Like, I don't need all that shit. You know? It's kind of like, it's a learning lesson. Like I look at it now and it's just like, this shit doesn't really make me happy, but in the moment it did. So it's like I try to tie it to a happy memory and stuff. But like, I don't know, man. I started looking around at stuff and being like, do I really need all of this? I mean, my PlayStation 5 I need. That just goes without saying. But in my mind, I start to think, I'm like, yo, do I really need all these things? And then I started like asking my friends about it. Like, yo, like, is there anything that you own that you're like, why do I own this? And every single one of my friends were like, yeah, dude. I was like, why would we put that amount of guilt on ourselves just to like own something cool? Like, fuck, dude. Like, I try to think I'm so ahead of the curve and like ahead of other people, dude. I don't know. It's not like I want to like, fucking convert like a 1984 Dodge Caravan and fucking, move into the mountains and talk to wolves and shit. Like, I don't want to do that. I hate extremes. That's the thing. I like to be right in the middle, soft, safe, comfortable in the middle, very nice, really good people in the middle. I like to be right there in the middle, caught right there. But like anybody that like goes out of their way to go off the grid, but then like uploads it on YouTube to like show us how off the grid you are, it's like, you're not off the grid, bitch. I hate shit like that. Now, I like watching it on YouTube. I like watching people make steaks in a Walmart parking lot. I enjoy that. I like that kind of shit. I like seeing guys trek through fucking Alaska. Like, it's cool because I'm not tough enough to do it yet. But, it's just like, don't say you're off the grid and then you have Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Be off the grid. If you want to be off the grid, be off the fucking grid. Get the fuck out of here. Like, we don't need to see it. Be off the grid. But, I just find myself constantly in this constant loop of like having to like reassure myself, I don't know if you guys deal with that, but any hooser. Yeah, so we went to the boardwalk, my sister, and then Emma, who said I was the best uncle because she thinks I'm rich, and I'm not. we went to the beach, and this little dog ran up off leash. I really want to get everybody's opinion on off leash dogs. I think if your dog weighs less than 10, 15 pounds, I don't give a shit if it's off leash. That would be like me yelling at a rat for being off leash. You know? I have one experience that happened with an off leash dog. My wife and I were walking Silvio and Tony, and there was an off-leash yellow golden retriever that came running towards Silvio and Tony, and me, being fucking dog racist, I saw the breed and said, it'll be all right. It's fine. It wasn't fine. The dog started snapping, going crazy at Tony, and I picked up Tony by his leash and collar and was spinning around with him. So basically he's like in flight, just fucking like this, getting spun around. And I said, if this dog is still here in 2 seconds, I'm going to kick this dog right in its fucking golden face. And I did one more revolution, and the dog was still there, and I kicked this dog right in the fucking face. And that really turned me off to off-leash dogs. One, because I was breed racist and said, hey, it's a golden retriever, how mean can they be? She was a mean little cunt, this thing. So, I kicked it right in the fucking face. The owner didn't say shit. The owner was cool about it, which you should be. If your dog attacks another person's dog and I kick the fucking ever-living shit out of your dog's fucking jaw, if I kick your dog's fucking mandible off, you should probably be cool with that. You know what I mean? Like, if my dog were to attack somebody and they kicked my dog, I'd be cool with it, because you have to charge that to the game. You have to charge it. You can't overdo it. You can't brutally beat the dog. You know what I mean? You can't fucking 1984 Mike Tyson, you know what I'm saying, in Atlantic City fighting at Trump Plaza, this dog. You know? You can't put it to fucking sleep. No pun intended. But I think you should be able to just quick. You know what I'm saying? Fucking rock the socks off that motherfucker every once in a while. If they're attacking your dog, because that's like someone attacking your kid, you know what I mean? Dogs only know a few things. You can't say no to a dog that's going crazy. But if a dog runs up on me and I jap the shit out of that real quick, he's gonna be like, ooh, I ain't fucking with him. I ain't fucking with that big ass fucking dog. You know what I mean? Because I got that dog in me too. And if your dog pulls up on my dog, you better be ready to die, dog. Because I'll kick your dog's fucking mandible into the fucking third dimension in this bitch. So that happened. So what happened was, again, my wife and we go walk the dogs again, and there's another dog off leash, and it starts running towards Silvio and Tony. So in my mind, I'm going to pretend that my dogs aren't friendly. So the guy's dog who's off leash sprints towards our dogs, and I guard Silvio, and I just go, not friendly, he's not friendly, not friendly. And the guy starts freaking out, sprints over, grabs his dog. This is a place where you have to have your dog on leash, by the way. And he comes over and runs and like grabs his dog. And he says, I'm sorry. And I said, well, I was just kidding. My dog's very friendly. He calls me a dick. He goes, you're a dick, man. I said, you want to know who's a dick? You want to know who's a dick? The guy whose dog is off leash when they're not supposed to be off leash. So, and I said to you, and then I said to him, I said, dude, fuck you. I said, what if my dog wasn't friendly and tore your dog's ass up? You want to know what the guy did immediately? Put his dog on a fucking leash. Okay? These are the things I get upset about. If I gotta obey the rules, you gotta obey them too. I hate people that don't follow the rules. You gotta follow the rules. okay? You don't think I just want my dogs to be off leash, running and shitting and pissing, and jumping in the fucking Hudson River and doing all this cool shit? Of course I do, but guess what? It's against the fucking rules. All right? But anyway, on the beach, little dog comes up off leash. I didn't care at this moment. He was very sweet and very nice. Temperament was great. All good. And then this guy walks up to us, and we get to talking a little bit. He's fucking shredded. He's jacked and he's shredded. And I was like, yo, dude. I was like, how old are you? He was like, how old do you think I am? I was like, I don't know, like 45. He was like, I'm 62. I was like, what's the secret? He said, carnivore diet. And I was like, all right, so like, what do you eat? He's like, I eat steak for every meal. And then he eats some kind of butter. I forgot the butter he was talking about, but he goes, I eat it like ice cream. And I was like, wait a second. You're 62. You're fucking revved. I mean, you're 5'2", so yeah, there's still that. I don't care how much fucking meat you eat. You're still going to be 5'2", but we can look past that. I was like, and you just eat steak and butter every day? I was like, what about your asshole? And he was like, nah, man. He's like, my gut is chilling. Like, I'm healthy as fuck. I was like, what's your cholesterol like? And he was like, it's bullshit. Don't worry about it. So then I was like, nah, this guy's just like a hardo psycho dude. I was like, what do you do for a living? He was like, I'm a physician. And I was like, whoa. And then I Googled him. And then he was one of the top physicians in New Jersey. So then I was like, double whoa. This guy might have given me an excuse to try the carnivore diet. Now, I don't know if I'm going to do it. I would like to do it for 30 days and just see what happens to like my blood results and stuff. But it really made me think about it. Okay, because listen, I'm not into like crash diets, and I can never stay on one diet forever. And the way that I'm losing weight now is gradual, but I would like to maybe speed up maybe a 30-day process of just like lowering my carb intake and shit. But I don't know how anybody can eat steak every day and not die, because I was told that if you eat steak every day, your heart's gonna look like a fucking burnt cigarette. That's what I was raised on. Like, hey, what's up? Like, eat oatmeal, don't eat steak. But I looked at this guy and I could bounce a quarter off his ass. And he's also a bodybuilder and a physician and a top physician. So if I'm not going to listen to him, who am I going to listen to? I just want to get ripped. Anyone in here that's part of the carnivore diet, and has tried it and has like results, I would love to hear about it. Maybe you can come on the show and talk about it. And then I could ask you like all the dumb people questions. Like, what happened to your butthole? Are you like paralyzed now from like having 99% blockage in your heart? You know what I mean? And I was like, I would really like to do it. Maybe I'll do it with somebody, like a challenge or something. Like, that'd be kind of cool to like see if we could do it for 30 days, but I feel like I would shit like crazy. Like, I would just shit straight water. You know what I mean? But maybe I wouldn't, or maybe I wouldn't be able to shit for like 3 months. Sometimes I just think about like shitting my pants, and thinking about how beneficial it could be to like get out of something you really don't want to go to. Because you know what? Let me do the ads and then we'll get into that, because I think I'm really onto something for people that struggle with anxiety, and people that have a hard time really understanding not having a proper excuse to get out of situations. And, I think it could really help people with anxiety find a loophole, a poop hole in the system. So I think that we can do that for sure. So, yeah. So, any hooser. speaking of anxiety, let's get into today's ads, and then I'll elaborate on everything I just said. This episode is brought to you by our friends over at BetterHelp. BetterHelp is an online therapy platform that offers accessible and affordable mental health support from licensed professionals. With the option for video chat or phone calls, BetterHelp provides customized therapy sessions tailored to your individual needs. It aims to make therapy more approachable and less intimidating for everyone, offering a discount on this month, on your first month, with the promo code LOPS, LOPS, for 10% off your first month. So if you sign up for BetterHelp, use the promo code LOPS, LOPS, you will get a 10% discount off your first month. And listen, therapy's got to be easy. It's hard for people to get into a therapist's office. And listen, I've been using BetterHelp for 4 years now, I think. So I've been using BetterHelp for 4 years now. I highly recommend you give it a shot. But yeah, it's a lot of fun for me because I'm on the road a lot. And I find therapy to be fun now because I learn new things about myself, and BetterHelp has helped me find out things about myself that I haven't really always liked, and then some things I do like about myself. So yeah, so go to BetterHelp.com, use the promo code LOPS, LOPS, to get 10% off your first month. And yeah, can't put a price on something so nice, and that's your brain. All right? But yeah, so anxiety. Let me get back to this poop in my pants. I think that I could try it and get away with it because my personality fits it. I feel like people look at me and go, that guy would shit his pants. Like that guy right there, that guy could shit his pants. So I was thinking, realistically, if you shit your pants at like a birthday party, or if you shit your pants at a funeral, you shit your pants at like a baby shower, like you have carte blanche to go home. You know what I mean? I think that's the only thing that you could do to fully get excused from anything, because nobody wants to deal with somebody who shit their pants. You know what I'm saying? You know, if I went up to my wife at an event I didn't want to be at and say, hey, listen, I tried to fart, but I shit my pants. I have to go home right now. She's going to let me go home, probably with no pushback. The only thing she's going to be upset about is the fact that I shit my pants. You know what I mean? I think she'll be very upset about that. Like, who wouldn't? Oh my God, my husband in his mid-30s shit himself. You know? Like, it's going to be a conversation when she gets back from the party. But I think if you're ever really trying to get out of something, go to it. Because now, look, I made the effort to be here. Like, I'm here. But I was so nervous about coming here that I shit my pants. That's the only foolproof way I could see getting out of any prior arrangement is shitting your pants. Don't want to go to court? Shit your pants. They'll delay it a little bit. I guarantee you they will. It won't help you in court, but I guarantee you they're not going to let you sit in a court with shitty pants. Doctor's appointment? Say, hey, not feeling good. Shit my pants. You know? And then, at a doctor's appointment, maybe they'll check your butt a little bit, but, it'll get you out of there faster for sure. Fucking work party? Shit your pants, dude. Let the brown heavens rain down upon them. Fucking drinks with the guys? Shit your pants. Maybe it's a group that you're not really a good friend group with. You know what I mean? Christening? Shit your pants. Baptism? Shit your pants. They can't have poop in the Lord's house. It doesn't work like that. I know Jesus accepted a lot of people, but I don't think any of the apostles were pooping their pants. Foolproof. I want someone out there to try it. I've tried it, and it's worked. I want to take it on Shark Tank. Poop in your pants. Easiest exit at anything uncomfortable in your entire life. That's like if you were going to fight somebody. If I was ever going to fight a guy that I knew could kick my ass, I would get fully naked and start like peeing. Because no matter how much that guy wants to kick my ass, he's not going to fight another naked man. You know what I mean? He's not going to fight a naked Danny who's peeing and pooping all over the place. He's going to be like, this guy's crazy. I'm going to go away because I don't want to get poop on me. Poop can really like get you out of a lot of things. And then also, like, you could tell a lot about health through your poop too. Like, if someone takes your poop, studies your pootie, they can know everything that's wrong with you through your duty. Poop's one of the wonders of the world, dude. I'm telling you that right now. Saw my mom this weekend. Love my mom, but oh, she is a hurricane woman. She is like a... You want to know the thing that I hate? This is the thing I hate the most about my mom. And I know hate's a strong word, but it's not so bad. It's something that's hateable and like not like, oh my God, the Spirit de Cristo. Like I have to pray to Jesus and say that I used hate in the same sentence as my mom. But my mom, for some reason, sees things of mine that are out and they're perfectly normal. They're placed perfectly. You know, they're on a nightstand and they're plugged into a charger. Something goes off in the mom brain, I think in all moms' brains, to go, oh, is that your thing placed there perfectly neatly, super nice? I'm going to move it. And not only am I going to move it, I'm going to move it to an area of the house that you wouldn't even think of. So when you go to look for it the next time, you tear up every other place in this house and you still can't find it, that it's so well hidden that even if I found it, I would still have to call my mom and ask, where'd you put it? You know, everyone's talking about the election, and these guys are talking about Roe v. Wade, groceries, housing prices. When are we going to start talking about the moms? When are we going to start talking about moms not touching shit? I'm going to vote for whatever president is going to support my bill, and my bill is going to be stop moms. All right? Stop moms from moving your things to a place that you have to go on a fucking side quest to find it. Like to find, so I was looking for the charger to my Normatec, which is like a wraparound. It massages your lower back, puts heat on it. It's amazing. If you're in the market for one, you have like lower back pain, Normatec, dude. It's fucking awesome. It's amazing. So I'm looking for it because my dad, we were moving a bunch of stuff around in their house for Columbus Indigenous Day. Still don't know what to call it. Columbus Indigenous, man, fidgetness, rickedness weekend. And his hips bother him a little bit. You know, my dad's 70. Don't tell him I told you. He'd be mad if he knew I said that, but it's whatever. He'd be like that. So he was a little sore. So I'm looking for it, and I can't find it. And I'm looking everywhere. And I just see my dad. I see him. And he feels like he's sick. It looks like he's sick, but he's not going to admit it. But he's hurting, you know, and I want to help my daddy. So I was looking for it. She put it downstairs in the basement under more things. Like, what possessed your little mom brain to grab this and say, I'm going to hide this? Moms are like fucking squirrels when it comes to chargers and little electronic pieces and like little things that belong to you that you really like and you use all the time. And something goes off in her mind that goes, my son's going to look for this one day, so I'm going to fucking hide it. So I'm voting for whoever's going to stop moms. Okay? Because everyone's like Roe v. Wade, a woman's choice. But keep your hands off my things. All right? If I have to keep my hands off your body, keep your hands off my stuff. I think that's a fair trade. Okay? Like, why is my AirPods charger in grandma's room? Why? Hey, Mom, have you seen my iPad? Oh, you put it under the couch cushion because you were afraid it's going to ward off evil spells? Why are you putting shit under the couch? Where are my things? Just leave it there. The other thing moms do is they open your mail. Stop opening my mail. I'm halfway to 70 years old. Stop opening my mail, please. For the love of God. Please. All right? I'm begging you. Please, help me in the fight against moms. Help me in the fight against moms. Do you have an iPad that goes missing? Do you have a telephone charger that just disappears? Are you looking for your medicine that you take daily but can't find it? And if you don't find it in a certain amount of time, it might cause you to go on a downward spiral where they find you naked outside of a McDonald's. Join me in the fight against moms and their little sticky, grubby squirrel fingers. Moms are like squirrels for chargers. They store them. We have to stop moms. They have to stop. And that's why I'm running for president. I'm going to stop moms. Be a mom. Go for it. I don't mind if you're a mom, but just stop touching my shit. God damn it, fuck. Stop touching my belongings. Why do you have to touch all my things? You know, just leave it there. What goes off in your obsessive compulsive mind that you have to move this charger from the wall? Like, I feel like my mom's answers to things will be crazy. I'll be like, Mom, why did you unplug my iPad charger? And she was like, if I didn't, everyone in the family will die. And I was like, oh, like, it will start a fire? She'll like, no, like, everyone will get sick and die. I'm like, Mom, that's not how this works. Please stop moving my fucking iPhone charger. God damn it. I have to confess something on here. Because I know a lot of people are looking up to me about my weight loss journey. But I broke. There's two things that I'm broken about. One was just a one-off. It just happened once. I tried that Big Mac, that Big Chicken Mac. And it was fucking good. That Big Mac chicken sandwich was awesome. I enjoyed every single bite of it. 700 calories, so I did space it out. I did calorie count. I did not eat lunch because I planned around this. I said, I'm going to get this for dinner. I'm going to eat it, just the sandwich, no fries, just the sandwich. Good people. So I was like, I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to eat the sandwich. And I will be honest with you, it's the best thing McDonald's has put out in a long time. McDonald's might be back. McDonald's might be back, dude. Because that was a haymaker. Like, they were down for the count. Like, McDonald's was low on my totem pole of fast foods. But once I heard about this chicken Big Mac, I said, chicken, healthier than beef. Right? Not if you ask that physician guy. But, you know, I said, let me try this out. I have to for the culture. I need to know. So I went with my niece and I said, hey, what's up? I'm going to get this chicken Big Mac meal. And I'll be honest with you, I enjoyed every single fucking bite of it. So bad that I wanted to get another one, but I didn't because my friend Jasper told me that those foods are designed to be addictive, which I've never heard before and didn't know that that was possible, but I get it kind of. Okay? I get it kind of, you know? In my mind of minds, I get it. I understand like why it could be addictive, but I didn't know that they were genetically engineering the food to be like, I want that. I want more of that. I need some more of that. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that. I didn't care to know that. Now that I know that, I look at them differently. But I'll tell you, if you haven't had the Big Mac, the chicken Big Mac from McDonald's, you will not be disappointed. I thought it was fucking... I give it 4 dongs up. 4 dongs up out of 5. I think it was one of those things where I could definitely get it again and enjoy it, but my body is telling me don't do it, and my mind's telling me don't do it at the same time, so I have to listen to my body and mind. The other thing that I just can't seem to quit is fucking Coke Zero, man. I can't quit Coke Zero. I'm trying so hard to do it. I had a Coke Zero summer. My wife and I had a Coke. We called it Coke Zero summer. Because I don't drink alcohol very much, if at all, anymore. It's like kind of special occasion, maybe, but it's not something that I partake in and do. So I was like, this summer has been really kind of summery. I need something refreshing, and I discovered Coke Zero. Coke Zero and like a souvenir, like baseball cup full of ice is so fucking good. It's amazing. It's fantastic. There's just something about it on a hot summer day. I just want you to close your eyes and think about it. It's a hot summer day, dude. You just get inside, my guy. There's a Coke Zero that's already been sitting in the fridge, not even room temp. It's fucking cold, dude. But you open it. You open it and go, oh, I'm going to drink it out of the bottle. And then in your mind, something clicks, goes, oh, wait. I have that souvenir cup from the 2004 Yankees NLDS game. I'm going to go get that 20-year-old plastic cup, and I'm going to fill it with ice. Not just any ice, okay? Mini cubes. That's my favorite ice, are mini cubes. Mini cubed ice. It's so good. It's my favorite ice. Whoever said, hey, what's up with these ice cubes? They'd be better if they were just a bunch of them and they were small. I love fucking mini ice. It's so good. It's amazing. And it's not as terrifying as big ice, because when you're drinking something, you get a big ice cube in your mouth, you're like, whoa, what do I do? Do I chew it? Do I swallow it whole and let it just defrost in my fucking throat? Do I spit it back into the cup? That's gross. Mini ice, you don't have that problem. Just go. I love that. Mini ice. Oh my God, mini ice cubes. Don't even get me started. But anyway, back to the. All right? And you put the ice in first. You put those fucking mini ice cubes in there. And there's so many. So tasty, so nice. So many, you just drop them right in there. And then you pour that Coke Zero over that mini ice, and you see that mini ice just rising to the top, baby. Rising to the top. And that Coke Zero is following behind it. It's hissing at you. It's hissing. It's fucking hissing at you like a fucking boa constrictor. It's just, it's dangerous. It can kill you. But you want to get closer to it. You want to put your mouth on it. You just want to slither on it. You want a little slither sip. Now tell me that's not the greatest thing you've ever heard. Okay. Now tell me that's not the greatest experience of your entire life, just wrapped up in one moment. It's the simple things in life. It's the simple things. You don't need all those other things. You don't need all those other things. The Louis Vuittons, the Pradas, the Christian Dior's. You don't need all that. All you need is Coke Zero. But I'm trying to quit. I can't quit Coke Zero. But I just can't. It's really hard. So if there's any other Coke Zero addicts out there, please sound off. Sound off in the comment section below. But yeah. So speaking of comments, I have a couple of messages from the audience that I wrote down, questions for me, because I told people, hey, what's up? Patreon, patreon.com/LoPriore podcast. If you want your question read on the show, go ahead, sign up for the $5 tier, and you get your questions read on the show. I'm going to keep them anonymous for now, because I don't know if people want their names out there, but if you guys don't care, then maybe I'll be able to do it. But this question is for me. It says, Danny, how do you keep yourself from getting in very bad depressed states? For example, sometimes I have bouts of depression where it causes me to shut down completely and not be able to complete regular daily tasks. Any advice? Yeah, so I will say I do have those moments. I think over the last couple of months I've had a couple of them, where I've gotten pretty low and kind of like haven't done anything for the day. So my advice for you is, if the day's bad already, if the sun is set on the day and it's like bad, and you didn't like your day, let that motivate you to do something positive the next day. That's helped me a lot. So like, if I'm not proud of the day that I had before, I make sure that I do something the next day that's gonna make me like proud of that day. So yeah, so I hope that answers your question. I mean, it's just one of those things because, I've had bouts that are longer and then bouts that are shorter. So I would say a short term fix is just try to do something that kind of confuse your system and, put you on a positive path. Um, okay. I hope that helped, by the way. Um, what's the biggest misconception of you? Love the show. No, that's a personal message. I'll leave that one alone. But so, what's the biggest misconception of you? I think the biggest misconception of me is that I'm gay. No, I would say the biggest misconception of me is that maybe I'm happy all the time, or the big. You know what? I'll say the biggest misconception of me is that people think like I'm like a people person. I'm not. I'm very, 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 very not so. The only reason I talk so much, like when I'm around people, is because I'm nervous. And it's not that I'm not a fan of people. I do like people a lot, but I don't like people, if that makes any sense. I think the people that don't like people will get that. They'll be like, yeah, me too. But yeah, I say that's the biggest misconception, that like I'm a real like social butterfly. I'm not. Um, Danny, what would you be doing if you weren't doing what you do now? Would you be doing some kind of entertainment still, or something completely different? I would say that I would probably be a gym teacher. So I would still love to work with kids. I really would. I wish that there was a way that I could find a way to work with children, especially about boosting confidence, maybe through sport, through art, through many other things that maybe necessarily they don't get to do enough of in school, like maybe like after school program, where you get to make music and stuff like that. I would love to work with kids, but sadly, I think my digital imprint has ruined my chances of ever working with kids again. Because I think if they Google me and it's just like, hey, yo, what up? Best way to get out of school? Shit your pants. Like, I don't think they're going to go for it, but that's one thing that I wish that I could do. Yeah, I do. I really do miss working with kids. That was some of the most I would say rewarding work, is like changing a kid's day, making them feel better about themselves. But yeah, that's what I would be doing if I wasn't doing this. And I wish I could, but I don't think people are gonna want me around their kids. That just sounds so weird. Uh, Next one. What would you change about yourself? I think I would change. What would I change about myself? What would I change about myself? I would change my underwear after I shit my pants. No, what would I change about myself? I don't know, man. I think over the last couple of months, I've gotten to a place where I actually really like myself. I think a part of my life I haven't really liked myself that much. I don't think I know. There's a long part of my life where I didn't really like myself. Um, but I would say what I would change is I would. Because I'm trying to think of what I would change the most. It's not that I would want to change things, but what would I want to change the most? I would like to change my outlook, outlook on not just myself, but like things around me. Like I want to look at things more positively. I think that I could do that. I think that I could approach things with more of a positive mind than a negative mind. So if I were going to change anything about that, I think I would be a little more positive when it comes towards judging myself. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? See, I think I've answered this question before, but as long as I'm alive, I think I'm okay. You know, I. Oh, that's something I would change about myself. I wish I was more future driven. You know, because I think with like depression and panic and stuff, it's so much of like a day to day thing. So I'm trying to find that balance. I wish I could find another. I would change about me is I would be able to like find balance easier. But yeah, my answer would always be alive because I want to be alive 5 years from now. But I would like to be a dad 5 years from now. So because if they don't let me have kids, like to hang out with and work with, if I have my own, they can't really, they can't really say anything about it. What's this one? I like this one. Do you get burned out, and what do you do to remedy? I do get burned out. I think a lot of people suffer from burnout. Some people are better at working through it. I think I'm pretty good at working through burnout. But sometimes you just gotta like think about if you take like a couple months off to like get your life back together, right? I think if you take some time off from that burnout, what's 2 months in the grand scheme of your whole life? You know, 2 months can change. A week can change. So yeah, if you're feeling burnout, take that time to do that and come back. You know, come back ready and stay ready, so you don't have to get ready. You know what I mean? What's the most sentimental memory you have since you've been doing this? I have a couple. So, doing the show with Mike, that's always sentimental because we'll be able to like show our kids that and shit and be like, yo, like, remember this? Like, that shit was mad funny. But I would say the most sentimental memory that I ever had, like, aside from getting married, because that's a very sentimental memory, obviously, that's like the easy one, right? But I would say the most sentimental memory that I've had since I've been doing this comedy and podcasting is one, being on the basement yard for sure. Two, I would say is going to London, England, and performing there to an audience of people who knew who I was. I think that was the most like, oh shit, like people know who I am out here. Like, like, and a good amount of people too, like know who I am. You know what I mean? I'm not some big comedian. I'm very small. You know what I mean? My career's not huge or anything or any way of the sort. You know what I mean? But it was just kind of cool. That was a very sentimental moment for me to just be like, all right, like if you want it, it's there. So yeah. I'll do one more. When did you get the ability to develop your confidence? Honestly, through therapy. I think I had to learn confidence through therapy because like I wasn't confident about most things. Like I feel like I just like got off. I think I just got off with the bare minimum a lot of the times, but then like I think being scared of putting in the work sometimes is what scares me sometimes. Still to this day. So I try to like stay there and you could be confident, but you got to have work ethic too. So that's like what I'm trying to balance the most now, I think. These are fucking good questions. And this is the last one. What's a typical day in your life, all encompassing? All right. Typical day in my life it really depends on when I go to sleep. So like tonight, I probably won't go to sleep till like 4 a.m. because I'm up editing and getting the show out and posting and stuff. But on a night that's not like this, I try to there's three things that I try to do in a day. Eat the right way, for the most part. Make the least amount of mistakes that day. And try to do some kind of exercise, whether it's just walking, something to shock my system. You know what I mean? Like I went fishing the other day. Like I like little things to shock my system because I'm still trying to grow and become a man. Like I was talking about before, I want to be a real man, a man's man. But yeah, all encompassing. I don't eat breakfast. I do eat lunch and dinner. That's it. I do fast. But yeah, I try to stretch in the morning a little bit. Get on the horn, get on the emails, because if I don't go out there and like get these shows booked, they ain't gonna book themselves. I'm not there yet in my career, so it's like, I have to stay active in that sense of the word. Spend a little time on social media. Love YouTube. I try to learn something. Either it's editing or like music stuff. So I try to learn something so I don't have to outsource it and like pay for everything. And after that, I try to write every day. I start with how I'm feeling. So I journal, and then it'll go into comedy. So whatever I'm feeling in that day, I'll write it down like normally, and then I'll take bits and pieces of it and try to turn some of it into material. So that's like my big practice now. Some days I don't do it because I'm just like everybody else. I forget. But yeah, so that and just trying to be 1% better every day. It's really fucking corny, but it's the truth. And that actually leads me. There was one question in here. I think I'll do it. It says, "What are your 10 essentials?" So they asked me the GQ question. All right. So my 10 essentials. Number one. Let me write them down because if I don't, I'll just keep rambling, and I don't want to ramble. So my essentials. Definitely my phone. iPhone for sure. Need it for Instagram, need it for work, need it for YouTube. I like to watch YouTube, listen to YouTube, podcasts, stuff like that. So I would say my phone. My other essential is definitely a hat. I love hats. I have a great collection of hats because most of the time I don't know what I want to do with my hair. So instead of like sitting in the mirror and getting crazy with it and trying to figure out which way my hair is laying, I'd rather just put a hat on. So that would be my second essential. My third essential is right here, actually. My inhaler, my rescue inhaler, my albuterol. I cannot live without it. I need it to be around me at all times. If it is not on me, I feel naked. If there's moments where I've gone home from parties or get-togethers just to get this, bad baby, start sucking on that thing. So that would be my third essential. My fourth essential is my wedding ring. I feel naked if it's not on. Here it is. Just normal gold band. But that's my fourth essential for sure. I'm starting to get that like indentation with it. So that's my fourth essential. My fifth essential that I always need is my LeXapro for sure. That is definitely an essential. I don't know if anyone's ever said prescription medicine on GQ, but it's definitely, I have two medications on my essentials. This and my LeXapro for sure. That would be my fifth essential. So I have 5 more essentials. The other essential that I always have is some kind of sweatshirt, a hoodie, a crew neck, something with sleeves, because I don't like to be in a situation where I'm going to need sleeves and don't have the sleeves. So I do try to carry some kind of long sleeve, fucking something to just cover my arms. No matter, you don't know where you're gonna go. The sun's gonna go down, so you need that. That was my 6th essential, right? My 7th, definitely AirPods. I need them all the time. I poop with them in. I fly with them in because I travel a lot for work. And then obviously just music alone. You know what I'm saying? When you're just vibing and you're in the crib, just trying to get through the day. Every once in a while, there's some tunes that come up through here and they get it going. Ooh, I need to clean them for sure. My 7th essential. My 8th essential is all this stuff that's around here. It's my podcast equipment. Definitely my essential. My camera, my microphone. The camera and the microphone have brought me to places where I never thought it would. And I'm blessed to have those essentials in my life. And I'm also blessed enough to have people that want to listen, whether it's one person or a million people. So I'm blessed to have that. Absolutely blessed to be able to use these things and have fun with them like I do. My 8th essential right now is right here. It is seltzer water. Seltzer water is probably bad for you, but it's so goddamn good. So like I said before, I'm trying to kick my Coke Zero habit, and seltzers is helping me wean off. Everybody knows me as Pellegrino Poppy, but we're drinking Polar today because Pellegrino don't want to send me nothing. And then I would say my 9th essential would be my glasses. Everybody kind of recognizes me. It's kind of become part of my brand, my glasses. My glasses, they're from Warby Parker. Any glasses you've ever seen me wearing and been like, yo, Danny, where'd you get those frames? It's Warby Parker. Warby Parker is always, they're cheap, but they don't feel cheap. And the thing I love about Warby Parker is I can walk into any Warby Parker and say, hey, can you guys realign my glasses? And they do it. So that's why I love Warby Parker. And then number 10, my essentials, my dogs. If I don't have my dogs, and I'm talking about animals, like not homies, like fuck homies. Like you can get a new homie, you know what I mean? You can also get a new dog, but you can't like hug and like use baby language to your boys, you know what I'm saying? My dogs, Tony and Silvio, if it wasn't without them, I don't know where I'd be, to be honest with you. I love Tony, but Silvio's like you know what I mean? I hate to play favorites, but Tilby's my guy. But that's definitely my 10th essential, or definitely my dogs, for sure. And my wife is lumped in with the wedding ring, so just so you guys know, so you always don't fucking go crazy and be like, he didn't say his wife. But yeah, what are your 10 essentials? I would love to hear them. List them below if you want to. Also, if you guys want to join the Patreon, be a chance to have your question read on the show, go to patreon.com/LoPriore podcast. Leave an audio message. I'll play it on the show. You can leave a voicemail, a video, a comment, whatever, and we'll read it on the show the best that we can. Also, future of the show stuff, working on getting guests. I want to do that very soon in the future. I think the next guest that I'm going to have on is my mom. I think I want to. My mom's never been on the show, and I think it would be good if her and I sat down and had a conversation for the show. So I think I want to start with my mom, and then start getting like guests that you guys care about. You know what I mean? Like comics friends I've made in the business, some athlete friends that I have, but people are busy, so trying to plan that out for the future of the show. But yeah, love you guys. Thank you guys so much for the support on last week's show. Let's do it again. Every Tuesday, 7 a.m., the LoPriore podcast. I love it. I think I might change the name of the podcast. Let me know what you guys think. But I think I might change the name of it. I've been trying to come up with some names for the potty. So yeah, we're gonna try and figure that out, or we might just keep the same name. But again, it's been your boy Danny. I love you guys, and I will see you next Tuesday at 7 a.m. And if you ever need to get out of a jam, shit your pants. Peace.